Consider the following question. According to the world's most famous anti-aging scientist, how old can a human baby born today live to be? A. 120 years, B. 130 years, C. 150 years, or D. 200 years? I'll reveal the shocking answer in exactly 3 minutes. But before you dismiss some of these choices as preposterous, I want to make you aware of a scientific breakthrough many doctors and even several Nobel Prize winners are now saying will change the way we look at aging forever. Typically, as we get older, our health span grows shorter. Doing the things we love becomes increasingly more difficult. You may have noticed this yourself, perhaps during physical activity. You get tired faster than you used to. And let's hope you're one of the lucky ones who doesn't suffer aches and soreness for days afterwards. These age pains can lead to spending thousands of dollars on medical bills for procedures we don't always fully recover from and solutions that don't always work. Then, on top of that, you may have to deal with poor eyesight and start to rely on reading glasses to do even basic tasks, not to mention the effects on your appearance. Slower metabolism and the decline in being active leads to excessive fat storage around your midsection and hips. You can forget about having any kind of figure. Memory and mental sharpness also fade. It can make us wonder if we're capable of learning new things or even holding on to what you already know. This decline in health span is why one of the most prominent physicians in America, Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel, published a controversial article in The Atlantic last month called Why I Hope to Die at 75. In it, he describes the scenario most people hope to avoid as they grow older. Living too long renders many of us, if not disabled, then faltering and declining, a state that may not be worse than death, but is nonetheless deprived. It robs us of our creativity and ability to contribute to work, society, the world. It transforms how people experience us, relate to us, and, most important, remember us. We're no longer remembered as vibrant and engaged, but as feeble, ineffectual, even pathetic. However, what if your health span didn't decline as you got older? Imagine being 80 years old and still being able to do the things you loved when you were 30, going to the gym every day without getting tired, playing sports like you once did without fearing pain or prolonged injuries, or maybe even just having the energy to do a full day's work and still feel great afterwards. With advances in health technology, these scenarios are very likely for our children. It's likely they'll enjoy their 60s, 70s, and 80s with the same vigor and health we enjoy in our 30s, 40s, and 50s. However, could technology make this possible for us as well? This new breakthrough, first discovered in December of 2013, has doctors from MIT, Harvard, USC, and Stanford very excited about the possibility. Like Nobel Prize winner Dr. Roger Kornberg, who recently went on record to say it may be a cornerstone to developing solutions to delay or reverse the effects of aging, obesity, and disease. And Dr. David Agus, professor of medicine and engineering at the University of Southern California, who now says, immortality is out of reach, but living more years with a body that's robust enough to make the most of them is a real possibility. Along with Time magazine, they named the man who pioneered the breakthrough, Dr. David Sinclair, to their list of the 100 most influential people of 2014. Dr. Sinclair is the professor of genetics at Harvard University Medical School, and Time magazine calls him the geneticist who is making age reversal real. What Dr. Sinclair discovered has turned the anti-aging scientific community into an uproar. Some claim it will do nothing at all, while others are praising it as the greatest anti-aging discovery of our time. According to the anti-aging scientist Aubrey de Grey, the first human being who will live to 150 has already been born. And while just recently being made available to the public, thousands of people are already claiming it has allowed them to feel years or even decades younger. However, that hasn't stopped Dr. Sinclair and his formula from amassing a cult-like following of fans. They call themselves the Age Defiers. A rodeo cowboy who still ropes calves at the age of 80, a man who runs marathons at the age of 100, and folks like Fred Ackman, a former wrestler and coach who claims he can work out like he did in his mid-30s. I'm not sure how you ended up at this video today. Maybe it was sent to you by a friend who's experiencing results, or maybe you read about it in a Harvard or MIT science journal. Regardless, I'd like to welcome you and congratulate you, as you've discovered without a doubt the latest and most important anti-aging research on the entire internet. My name is Bill Sharp. I'm the president and CEO of LiveCell Research, a company that's quickly becoming a household name. We were founded on an idea that aging doesn't have to be painful, but something we can look forward to. In this short video, I'll expose both sides of the aging story. I'll show you the reasons why, even though our bodies regenerate our entire cell structure every 7 years, we continue to get older, feel more aches and pains, and experience loss of memory and muscle tissue. It's no wonder that according to a recent Pew Research poll, only 8% of Americans want to live past 100. I'll also introduce you to the Harvard geneticists who've dedicated their lives to doing something about it and allowing us to extend our healthy years much further into our lives than our ancestors ever could. We humans have come a long way. In 100,000 BC, we created stone tools. In 4000 BC, the wheel. 500 BC, sanitation systems. The 19th century, the light bulb and the C-section. 1930, antibiotics. 1949, vaccines. 1967, heart transplants. All of these things greatly increased the average human lifespan and health span. And now we have the internet, a method for sharing and building upon each other's knowledge that has led to more change in the last 20 years than in the previous century. Could the breakthrough I'm about to share with you today mark the next big jump in the amount of healthy years we have to live? I've created this video so you can judge for yourself as we pull back the curtain and dive into the fascinating world of the new old age. Before we begin, I must warn you, what you're about to see and hear is controversial and may offend some viewers. There are many who believe we humans should not try to better our bodies, that we should not try to fight the physical and mental troubles of aging, and should just leave things the way they are. There are others who feel no matter what we do to try to make ourselves healthier as we age, it's a lost cause, that we're going to get old, senile, weak, poor-sighted, and plagued with aches and health problems, no matter what kind of foods and supplements we put into our bodies, no matter how much exercise we do, and no matter how much we believe we can be respected contributors to society in our later years. They feel we're all destined to become burdens and that we cannot do a damn thing about it. If you're one of those people, I invite you to do one of two things. Either click away now or open your mind for just the next few minutes. The breakthrough I'm about to reveal for you is not a miracle pill or even a fountain of youth, and make no mistake, it will not change the lives of every single person who tries it. After all, we humans are not all the same. However, if there was even just a small chance that this could add more health, happiness, and clarity to your life, would that be worth a few minutes of your time? If so, I urge you to make the small commitment to watch this short video all the way to the end. By the way, as a quick side note, throughout the presentation, be sure to look for the little superscript numbers next to the information I'll present that look like this. Each one of these numbers refers to a research citation or peer-reviewed journal-published laboratory study, so you know the information you're hearing is factual and substantiated. What I'm about to share with you is based on multiple studies performed at noted anti-aging research centers such as Harvard Medical School, the University of Iowa, Cornell University, and the Weill Cornell Medical College. So now let's begin. Well, first consider that for over 99% of human history, the average life expectancy was only 20 to 40 years old. Infants and mothers routinely died in childbirth. Bacteria caused diseases there were no cures for and quickly wiped out entire populations. But then, around the year 1800, science and technology began making significant strides, creating the lifespan explosion. Immunizations to infectious diseases were developed. Advancements in sanitation and healthcare kept people healthy longer. For instance, drinking raw milk used to be a dangerous source of disease. But then pasteurization was invented in 1773 and became popular during the 19th century, making milk one of our safest forms of nutrition. The discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1928, by accident, has allowed us to fight once deadly bacterial infections, saving countless lives. Fleming famously said later, "When I woke up just after dawn on September 28, 1928, I certainly didn't plan to revolutionize all medicine by discovering the world's first antibiotic. But I suppose that's exactly what I did." The purification of drinking water was probably the single biggest factor in increasing lifespan. Typhoid and cholera were transmitted by contaminated water, and these were major causes of death in the early 20th century. In the late 1800s, the biggest public works projects in the country involved developing modern sewage systems to separate clean water from dirty water. Then, in 1908, at the Boonton Reservoir on the Rockaway River, which supplied water to Jersey City, New Jersey, the first continuous use of chlorine to disinfect water took place. Very shortly thereafter, the process was repeated all over the country, and cholera was largely eradicated. And there's something else that's contributed to our longevity that you may not have considered. When the people you care about stay healthy, it creates a positive psychological effect that helps you stay healthy too. As science and health editor at Slate.com, Laura Helmuth says in her article, Just How Long Can People Live? We are living longer because our loved ones are living longer, and thus we're less likely to be sunk in grief than at any time in human history. To this day, scientists continue to make discoveries that help us fight off disease and live longer. Today, the American life expectancy is 79 years old, double what it was just 2 centuries ago. As James Vaupel, director of the Max Planck Institute for Demographic Research, points out in his article Broken Limits to Life Expectancy, Science, May 2002, mortality experts have repeatedly asserted that life expectancy is close to an ultimate ceiling. These experts have repeatedly been proven wrong. Currently, there are over 61,000 people in this country over the age of 100, and the U.S. Census Bureau predicts that number will climb to 5.3 million by 2099. And as I mentioned, it's not only the lifespan we're increasing, but the health span as well. That's why someone like Alan Johnson of Calhoun, Colorado, still regularly participates in calf roping rodeo events at the age of 80. It's why Kaiku Fukuda, who participated in the Tokyo Olympics in 1964, recently became the first woman ever to attain a 10th degree black belt, judo's highest honor, at the age of 98. And then there's Fauja Singh, who recently became the oldest man to ever complete a marathon at 100 years old. And it's also why, in 2011, 81-year-olds Lou Hollander and Franz Kochen competed against each other in the Ironman Triathlon, which consists of a 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike ride, and 26.2-mile run, all in one day. Now, leaders in the scientific community, such as Dr. Sinclair, Aubrey de Grey, and others, believe we're at the doorstep of the next phase of health span extension. You see, scientists have never fully understood why we age. One thing we do know is that our cells are constantly regenerating themselves. It's said we have an entirely new body of cells approximately every 7 years. However, if that's the case, why do we get older? Why do our bodies and minds break down? What causes us to become more susceptible to disease? If you're over the age of 35, you've probably felt it firsthand. Do you remember the moment you first started feeling old, when you realized your energy levels aren't what they used to be? When you looked in the mirror and wondered where those wrinkles came from? When was the first time you admitted to yourself, I'm not the same person I used to be? It's not a good feeling, yet it's one we all must face, and it only gets worse from there. Aches and pains become a chronic part of your life. Your memory gets worse. Names and dates are more difficult to remember. You start having what young people jokingly refer to as senior moments, and you have them more and more often. Your energy continues to fade, as do your looks. You stop having sex. As your metabolism slows down, extra fat accumulates in your belly, your arms, and your butt, leading you to feel sluggish and tired. As the years pass by, faster and faster, you think about all the things you haven't accomplished and worry you never will. You start seeing people around you, friends, family members, colleagues, get sick with horrible diseases. Their quality of life deteriorates as they lose the ability to take care of themselves. Some of them even pass away. You start to wonder how much time you have left, and it all begins at that first moment of feeling old. The question as to why we age is among science's greatest mysteries. However, recent research has started to provide some answers, and it starts deep in our individual cells. These things you see here are what are known as mitochondria. Mitochondria are the power plants of our cells, and scientists now believe they hold the key to prolonging health into our later years. And there are 10 million billion of them inside each one of us, making up about 10% of our body weight. They generate energy, and the more energy they produce, the younger and healthier we feel. However, as we age, the relationship between your mitochondria and the center of your body's cells, called the nucleus, begins to suffer. As we get older, the communication lines which the mitochondria use to send the nucleus energy begin to break down. It actually happens because of cell regeneration. Every time the cell regenerates, small mutations in the lines of communication form. No new cell is quite as perfect as its predecessor. It becomes harder and harder for our cells' nuclei to receive the energy sent by the mitochondria. This causes our cells to become weaker and weaker. Eventually, the nucleus cannot even send a signal to the mitochondria that it needs more energy. This is when cells begin to die, and we see this on the surface as aging. Sore joints, fuzzy memory, getting sick more often, getting tired more easily. Every sign of old age is a sign of your cells receiving less energy. What Dr. David Sinclair discovered in his landmark study is that the loss of energy is related to a very important molecule in tissue cells called NAD+. NAD+ is the carrier that delivers the message between the nucleus and the mitochondria to produce energy. When you're young, you have plenty of NAD+ in your cells, and thus lots of cellular energy, which helps you look and feel young. Your energy levels are high, your mind is sharp, and your appearance is healthy. However, Dr. Sinclair discovered that as you get older, you slowly lose up to 50% of your NAD+. Factor this in with the mutations your mitochondria suffers as your cells regenerate, and you can see how the breakdown in communication happens. Your cells start producing less and less energy, which is a big part of what you experience as aging. Sinclair hypothesized that if you could somehow increase the levels of NAD+ in your cells, they'd once again produce energy at the same rate they did when they were younger. What would that mean? It means you could have virtually the same cells you did in your youth. Cells that are healthy, strong, energetic. And not just one type of cell either. The elevated NAD+ levels could potentially affect cells in every part of your body. Cells in your brain that could perform like they used to. Cells in your eyes that could see like they once did. Cells in your muscles that could regain their old strength. And cells in your skin that could look and feel youthful. Sinclair then put his theory to the test. His breakthrough study involved supplementing mice with a molecule that turned into NAD+ once inside their bodies. The results were nothing short of incredible. After only a 1-week period of elevated NAD+ levels, the test results showed much higher energy levels, increased muscle tone, drastically reduced inflammation, and reduced insulin resistance. Post-treatment tissue test results revealed an even more dramatic age reversal effect. The tissues tested were indistinguishable from those of much younger mice, equivalent to a 60-year-old suddenly having the muscle tone and energy of a 20-something. Even Dr. Sinclair himself was astonished. I've been studying aging at the molecular level now for nearly 20 years, and I didn't think I'd see a day when aging could be reversed. Based on these results, he declared, we think we should be able to keep people healthier for longer and keep them from getting diseases of aging, so that an 80-year-old can still play tennis and hang out with their great-grandkids with no pain or suffering, no chronic diseases that plague many people even before their 80s. However, while this study sparked high hopes among the scientific community, there was still a problem. The problem is NAD+ cannot be taken like other vitamins because it does not survive your digestive system long enough to enter your cells. So the question is there an ingestible substance that can increase your NAD+ levels? The answer is yes. The next phase of research was done at Cornell University by Dr. Anthony Sauve. He discovered that a unique form of vitamin B3 called nicotinamide riboside, or NR, increases NAD+ levels in the cells of mammals. NR is a dietary precursor to NAD+. It can be ingested as a vitamin, and once inside your body, your cells will automatically convert it into NAD+. According to Dr. Sauve, mitochondrial decline is the hallmark of many diseases associated with aging, and the bottom line is that NR supplementation boosts mitochondrial functioning. Dr. Sauve's research, published in Cell Metabolism, June 2012, shows that NR can help prevent weight gain on a fatty diet, increase muscle performance, improve energy, and enhance skin elasticity. Again, we're legally required to tell you here that results will vary by individual. NR is a naturally occurring next-generation form of vitamin B3 because of the potential it has shown in multiple studies to increase NAD+ levels in animal cells. Other nutrients can also increase NAD+ in the body, but NR has shown to have the quickest and most effective results. As someone concerned with preserving your health, you may already do the things you know will help. You eat right, exercise, avoid cigarettes and excess sunlight. Now, new studies show increasing NAD+ levels could be equally important. Trace amounts of NR can be found in milk and beer, but in order for it to have an effect in your body, you need a lot of it, more milk and beer than you could possibly drink. In another groundbreaking study performed at the Weill Cornell Medical College in New York, NR was found to lower the body weight and cholesterol of mice fed a high-fat diet due to enhanced energy expenditure. In other words, by giving them NR and increasing their NAD+ levels, their energy levels skyrocketed, causing their body weight to plummet. This is exactly the way a young person's metabolism behaves. Remember the days when you could eat whatever you wanted and not gain weight because your metabolism was high? This study showed NR could have this exact effect, and human studies are underway as we speak. Based on the breakthrough potential of this super supplement, Live Cell Research is very excited to introduce Niagen, the first fully comprehensive mitochondrial support formula featuring NR. Our conversion metrics indicate that roughly 76% of viewers watching up to this point go on to purchase Niagen. And you may have already seen the thousands of people raving about a new super supplement in online health forums and posting reviews like these on Amazon.com. I'm 49, and I definitely feel like I'm 35 again. I truly cannot believe all the benefits. I plan on taking it for life. And I've been taking it for months now, and I'm still amazed. Nothing holds a candle to its benefits. However, individual results may vary. You could experience even more dramatic improvements in your health. Either way, there's a lot more you need to know about what else Niagen could do for you. By supporting your cells in producing energy like they did in their youthful years, your cells could have the support they need to look, feel, and behave like they did in your youth. Here's what a few Niagen users have said in their consumer reviews. Very few vitamins have as immediate and pronounced an effect on your physiology as this one. After taking Niagen for about a week, I discovered one day when I had left my reading glasses at home that I did not need them. I was able to function at work and read most of what I needed to get my job done. I thought that I was imagining things until I started taking out business cards that I normally would have had to read with my glasses and was now able to read without them. Is this for real? I began to take Niagen, and in about 5 days, I noticed that the aches and pains in my hands and feet greatly diminished. I just recently retired from 30 years in the Marine Corps, and that wear and tear can make you feel really old. I feel like I got about 10 years back. After a few days, I noticed sleeping soundly and waking up refreshed instead of exhausted. Once again, I'm required to tell you these stories are based on individual experiences from users who wrote because they were so excited about the effects this discovery had on them. These stories are from these users alone, and we do not guarantee you'll get the same results. We do, however, want to give you a chance to try Niagen at no risk, because I'm guessing by now you can imagine all the benefits higher NAD+ levels could mean for you. It's not uncommon for us to hear from users that Niagen allows them to get a full night's rest every night and feel wide awake the next day, all day. Go to the gym and get a full workout in, feeling stronger and more confident, instead of tired and fatigued all the time. Have the memory they had when you were younger, not only knowing where your keys are, but being able to fully remember phone numbers, names, dates, and appointments without writing them down. Not to mention being able to look and feel younger, have more energy, have a sharper mind, better concentration, and improved memory, increase muscle mass and tone, rejuvenate your skin, improve your vision and hearing, increase your metabolism and lose weight, experience less stress, sleep better, feel happier. However, as I mentioned earlier, our customer satisfaction rating with Niagen is 95%. That means 5% of the people who try Niagen are not satisfied and ask for a refund, which we give promptly. We're very proud of this customer satisfaction rating and feel honored so many of our users not only continue to use Niagen, but recommend it to their family and friends. Niagen is the only commercially available NR vitamin to boost NAD+ levels, as proven in this February 2015 study performed by Dr. Charles Brenner, professor of internal medicine at the University of Iowa. A single dose of NR resulted in statistically significant increases in the coenzyme nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD+, in healthy human volunteers. The study shows for the first time a similar conversion of NR into NAD+, as has been shown in prior animal studies. Dr. Charles Brenner, professor of internal medicine, University of Iowa. And in the Weill Cornell study, scientists concluded NR could be used to prevent and treat the mitochondrial decline that is a hallmark of many diseases associated with aging. Now let me be very clear. The discovery of NR's effects on NAD+ levels is very recent. As such, there's no conclusive evidence as of now that boosting NAD+ levels can prevent any type of disease whatsoever. It's simply too soon to know. In fact, By federal law, no vitamin or supplement can claim to treat or prevent any disease or illness, and I am making no such claim. That being said, the cause of death in most people is related to some sort of disease associated with aging. Many leading experts in this field strongly believe it's possible to stay healthier much later in life by identifying and fighting back against the causes of aging. The diseases of old age are tied to the primary process of aging, which is somewhat flexible. The best way of targeting the diseases of old age is therefore to tackle the underlying process of aging itself. Once we can do that, I think we're in striking distance of keeping people so healthy that at 90 they'll wake up in the same physical state as they were at the age of 30. Aubrey de Grey, Chief Science Officer of the SENS Research Foundation. This is the next phase in the scientific quest to live longer and healthier lives. We're fortunate to be alive to be a part of it. Just imagine how, simply by feeling younger again, your entire life could change for the better. You may simply enjoy having the energy and the desire to go back to the activities you used to enjoy. See if you notice if your libido returns and you start having sex more regularly. And also, see if people begin to compliment you on how wonderful you look and how much energy you seem to have, instead of offering you their seat on the bus. There's simply no limit to the benefits you can receive from Niagen, though none more fantastic than finally being able to enjoy your life to the fullest again. Again, results vary by individual. Thousands of users are claiming Niagen is what's making them feel younger and healthier, enjoy the energy levels they used to have, and lead a more active and exciting life, and there's a good chance it can do the same for you. As Dr. Charles Brenner also said, the results of this study constitute a significant milestone in the translation of NR technologies, as it is the first time an increase in NAD+ in humans has been demonstrated through NR supplementation. As noted in numerous scientific studies, the potential health and therapeutic benefits of NR as a precursor to NAD+ are significant. Dr. Charles Brenner, Professor of Internal Medicine, University of Iowa. Americans spend billions of dollars to cover up, hide, or treat the symptoms of their aging, but these people are only paying to look younger. Instead, consider the value of what would happen if you could actually slow down aging at its source, the cellular level. What would that be worth to you? What's it worth to not only look younger naturally, but to feel younger as well? What would it be worth to have more time? If all this seems far-fetched, consider these words from Dr. Sinclair. When people first said, let's go to the moon in the 1920s, they were probably laughed at, because the idea that this could be done was just so far beyond anything they were used to seeing or hearing. And that's where we are now. It's going to happen. Harvard Medical School professor Dr. David Sinclair. The science behind Niagen is revolutionary, and the demand is high. Because of the complex process required to synthesize NR, we're limited by our production capacity, meaning we constantly sell out, and it can take weeks to restock. The law of supply and demand dictates we should charge $500 per bottle. However, at LiveCell Research, our goal is to provide quality health products to as many people as possible. Our mission is to work with you to improve the lives of all of us collectively as a global community. If you're watching this presentation, that means we currently have Niagen in stock. And the good news is, if you act today, you won't have to pay $500 for a bottle of Niagen. You won't even pay half that. In fact, you won't even pay $100. And you won't pay half of that either. If you click the link below and order through this introductory offer, you'll be taken to a special order page where you'll have the opportunity to purchase a 1-month supply of Niagen at our first-time customer rate of only $46.99. That's only $46.99 for 30 250 milligram capsules of Niagen, a 1-month supply of pure cell energy support. And, as promised, your purchase today is completely risk-free, as it's protected by LiveCell Research's 90-day, no-questions-asked money-back guarantee. Go ahead and try Niagen for the next 90 days, and if you're unsatisfied for any reason, simply return the unused portion and we'll refund every cent of your purchase price. And because we want you to fully try Niagen and allow its support to integrate into your system, feel free to use your entire supply. If you aren't satisfied, you can even send back the empty bottles and we'll still refund your entire purchase price quickly and with no hassles. That's how confident we are you're going to be pleased with your decision to invest in Niagen today. At only $1.56 a day, Niagen is less expensive than a cup of coffee, and many users report it gives a far bigger boost. Is it worth $1.56 a day to have the chance to have the energy you did 10, 20, or 30 years ago? Is it worth it to have a chance to be able to exercise like you used to have a shot at a better sex life, to potentially speed up your metabolism, support improved memory and mental clarity, along with better sleep? How much have you already spent on trying to feel better or ways to hide your symptoms of aging from the world? Instead, I'd like to recommend you try giving support at the source of your body's energy production centers. You may be pleasantly surprised at what happens next. As a naturally occurring molecule, Niagen is completely safe for most people with little risk of side effects. Just be sure to read and follow the instructions on the label. Many users report feeling fresher and sleeping better in just a matter of days. Another interesting side effect many users report is more vivid, even lucid dreams, which many scientists believe is indicative of increased cognitive activity. Simply click the link below and select the package that's right for you. We currently offer Niagen in 1, 2, or 3-month packages. Special savings apply to our larger packages, and every order over $50 comes with free shipping. Best of all, if you order through this special offer today, you'll be grandfathered in at this price, meaning you'll never pay more than $46.99 for a bottle of Niagen, no matter what. Here at LiveCell Research, we take the utmost pride in our products and formulas. Our bottles are designed with special UV protective glass to make sure the Niagen you order today will stay at its highest potency. We will also make it a point to never use plastic containers for any of our products, as the BPAs contained in plastic has been proven to lower testosterone in men and cause hormone disruption in women, something that can amplify the effects of aging and something you should avoid at all costs. So click on the button below and give Niagen a try today. Your purchase is completely covered by our 90-day money-back guarantee. You really have nothing to lose. Or if you'd prefer to order by phone, simply call the number in the upper right corner of your screen. Demand for Niagen is extremely high right now, so if lines are busy, please call again. Someone will be free to assist you shortly. Now, before I let you go, do me one last favor. I want you to imagine what would happen if you just gave up on improving your quality of life. Imagine living out your remaining years doing nothing to slow the inevitable march of time. If you haven't already, eventually you'll start slowing down. You'll feel worse physically, sore, achy, more tired, more irritable, as it begins hitting you that your health is slipping away. Your sex drive will disappear, and making love will become a distant memory. The physical activities you used to enjoy will become impossible to keep doing. Younger people will look at you and treat you as what you are, elderly. The adventures on your bucket list you never found the time for will become dreams never realized. Your thoughts will turn to regrets as you realize what will never be. Will you live to see your children get married? Will you ever meet your grandkids? And then the inevitable. You start to get sick more often as your mind and body break down. Eventually, your cells may be overcome by rapid mental decline, chronic heart problems, or worse. Your independence will become impossible. You'll require increasing amounts of care from your family or even a hospice worker. And then it's only a matter of time until the end. I know it's not a pretty picture, yet this is the unfortunate reality for most people in their senior years. But I want to offer you an alternative. Now I want you to imagine looking and feeling like you did years ago, when your mind was sharp and you could focus, learn, and remember things effortlessly, when you had energy and enthusiasm and were excited about the day ahead. Imagine feeling great enough to do everything you used to love, working out every day or traveling or riding a horse. Imagine making love to your spouse whenever you desire. Imagine seeing old friends and having them marvel at how wonderful you look. Imagine watching your children grow up and imagine being there when they have kids of their own. Finally, imagine yourself continuing to imagine. How much longer can you go on? How many more memories can you make? Click the link below to order Niagen now and be one of the first to experience the next step in human evolution. To your longevity, Bill Sharp, CEO, LiveCell Research. Still here? Okay, that's probably because you have some questions, which is very common. So let's take a moment and answer a few of the questions you may be having now. First question, are there any side effects? Thousands of customers providing us feedback indicate Niagen is completely safe for the majority of people. Ongoing clinical trials also suggest that Niagen does not pose any risk of serious side effects. A small percentage of our customers have reported problems sleeping, although many more have said Niagen improves their sleep. Be sure to read and follow the instructions on the label. We also recommend that you talk to your doctor if you're currently taking any prescription medication before using Niagen or any other vitamin supplement. What if I do not get the results claimed? Niagen is backed by a 60-day money-back guarantee, meaning if you don't get the results we claim in this video, we'll refund all your money back. All you have to do is email or call us and we'll process your refund immediately with no questions and no hassle. Do I have to refrigerate Niagen? You do not. Niagen is manufactured using our special fresh lock sealing process and can be stored safely at room temperature, so there's no need to refrigerate. You can travel with it or even mail it to a friend with no worries of it declining in quality. How long before I know if Niagen is working? Everybody's different, but we feel you should give Niagen at least 30 days to start seeing definitive results. Of course, many of our customers have reported noticing beneficial effects in even less time. Again, it varies for everybody. However, Jason S. from Azusa, California said he began noticing changes after only 1 week. Prior to taking Niagen, I felt that by the middle of my day I was feeling sluggish both physically and mentally. I've noticed that I have more energy and feel more sharp throughout the day. I also notice feeling better during my workout. I'm looking forward to seeing what other benefits I experience in the future. Your results may be different. We encourage you to try Niagen for yourself, and we're happy to take the risk out of it for you with our 90-day money-back guarantee. What kinds of immediate benefits will I see from Niagen? Results vary by individual. However, the most common immediate benefit our customers report is a noticeable increase in energy. We get feedback every day from people who report being able to exercise at levels they hadn't been able to in years, as well as doing other activities they love, including skiing, tennis, and golf. Increased libido is also a very common immediate benefit. Other benefits our customers report noticing within the first month of taking Niagen are better sleep, fewer wrinkles, better memory, more vivid dreams, decreased appetite, decreased muscle soreness, feeling happier and more positive, weight loss, brighter eyes, and more moisture in the skin. You can actually feel it working in your skin, says Lori B. from Los Angeles. You can feel like your skin has action going on. Even my husband has noticed a difference. And Rosa G. from Chatsworth, California says, it definitely helps with getting enough energy to do the things you need to during the day and helps you feel more rested when you first wake up. I did benefit from it as far as my energy level, waking up more refreshed, not groggy and sluggish. Although it's been a short time, I do see the benefits. And Robert T. from Santa Clarita, California reports, I found Niagen to be very beneficial for the skin, body, and health. It gives me extra pickup during my workouts, puts moisture in my facial skin, started to remove discoloration, and is helpful with my sleep. I highly recommend this product. Again, these results are reflective of these individual users and will not be the same for everybody. How do I take Niagen? Just take 1 capsule of Niagen every morning upon waking with water, and preferably on an empty stomach. Here's a question from Barbara in Long Island, New York. I've been taking Niagen for a few weeks and noticed that I'm eating less and am feeling slimmer. My husband even commented that I look toned and trim. Is this normal? Excellent question, Barbara, and it's one we hear a lot. We don't promote Niagen as a weight loss cure simply because it's not the main benefit of Niagen, nor do most people report losing a significant amount of weight. If you remember, however, in one study Dr. Sinclair performed on mice, the NR supplementation was found to lower body weight and cholesterol during a high-fat diet by enhancing energy expenditure. Could it have the same effect on humans? Studies are underway, and it's entirely possible. We love receiving letters like this, so be sure to let us know about your experiences. And here's one from Daniel in San Diego. I'm 77 years old and began taking Niagen to boost my energy levels because I often find myself feeling tired in the early afternoon. But what I've noticed is that my sex drive has been going crazy. My wife and I rarely make love anymore, but now we've had sex 3 times in the past week alone. I wasn't expecting this, but I'm not complaining. This is the kind of news we love to hear. A higher sex drive, especially in older customers, is a welcome change. Congrats, Daniel. Not all users will have these results, but we're always happy to hear when they do. And Donald from Thousand Oaks, California writes, Dear Bill, this January I turned 70, and this birthday really made me feel old. A friend told me about Niagen, and I started on it 6 months ago. The first thing I noticed was that my hair was feeling fuller. This happened after about 2 weeks. Since then, I've had more energy and my mind feels sharper. I was cleaning out my RV last night and came across a photo of myself that's 10 years old. I held it up to the mirror, and I feel I look more like that guy than in my driver's license photo that was taken a year ago. My wife agrees. This convinced her to try it, so I was wondering if there's a family discount. Great question, Donald, and I'm so happy to hear of your experience. We do have packages that give a significant discount for family-sized orders. Click on the link below and check out the 2-bottle and 3-bottle packages. You can save money and also make sure you never run out of Niagen. And the last question, can I buy Niagen in stores? The answer to this one is no. We deliver Niagen straight to you, the consumer, cutting out the middleman so you save money. And now, with our special new customer offer, you can get Niagen at the lowest possible price. Best of all, when you buy Niagen through this offer, you'll be grandfathered in at this price, even if we have to raise costs in the future. So what are you waiting for? Niagen is the most scientifically promising method of slowing the aging process ever developed. Numerous studies have shown that boosting NAD+ levels in tissue cells can prevent mitochondrial decline associated with age-related mental and physical decay. And customers around the world tell us every day that Niagen has already helped them to look and feel younger. Your results may vary, of course. However, we're so excited to get it in your hands and give it a try. That's why we've decided to make this a completely risk-free offer for you. Simply click on the link below to try Niagen today. If you're not entirely satisfied, simply return the unused portion for a fast and full refund. You can even use the entire bottle and return the empty container if you're not satisfied, and we will still refund your money. You really have nothing to lose. However, unless you try it, you'll also never know what you may have to gain. So click on the link and order now, and let me be the first to welcome you to the Niagen family and congratulate you on this wise decision to give yourself a chance at more health and more happiness throughout the rest of your life.